Hey guys, hey, how you guys doing? It's Vince here. I hope you're doing well. Hey, hey, oh. Just kidding, just kidding. I'm not gonna keep talking like that. But how you guys doing? So my Facebook, or my YouTube rather, my live has been disabled. Not quite sure why, but some false flagging going on, of course, as usual. So, that's pretty gay, but what are you gonna do? Well, I guess I'm gonna not live stream until that restriction is lifted, and I'm just gonna have to post like a regular person, right? So this video is not live, but today is April 6th, Monday, April 6th, 2026, 5:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. How's everybody doing? So, yeah, we got all of our ballot requirements submitted, right? We got our petitions and our affidavit and all that good shit. So we filed with Wayne County. So we're official. Now it's just rather, how much chicanery the city's gonna summon to try to keep me and my friends off the ballot, my wife and our good friend Elsa Zamora, who's very, very concerned with the conduct that she's seen as a private citizen in Wayne and as a mother and as a community member. She's extremely worried about, the persecution of her dear friend me and her dear friend Louisa, my wife. So a few questions that we're going to ask. So one of the first things we're going to do as council members is we're going to pass we're going to request for special meetings so we can talk in depth about the McFarland case, right? And then maybe once we've established the McFarland case, once we've gotten a timeline and we've talked to the relevant people, right, and gotten their statements, and we just want to figure out what's going on for public transparency, not for necessarily for criminal liability, but just for public transparency. We'd like to know. A lot of people would like to know, for good reason. So that's what we are going to do. Special meetings. It takes 2 council members. That's why I say everyone on the City of Wayne City Council currently is worthless, because 2 of them could have declared a special meeting and got to the bottom of what's going on. But see, it's easier to go along and get along, right? It's easier to go along to get along than it is to do the right thing. So it's very interesting. But the Discovery Preservation Order, we have more hearings coming up, and we have 4 issues we're trying to tackle. The Discovery Preservation Order itself, getting that compelled, and sanctions and spoilage and adverse inference. And then we would like to get the ROA corrected, the Register of Actions corrected, as well as the my criminal background check, right? That the Wayne Police Department falsely submitted to the state of Michigan. So we want to get that information corrected as well. And then lastly, we want to get, of course, the transcript provided to us at public expense, because obviously there's some rather glaring constitutional issues, appellable issues, that we would like to have the courts rule on, right? And in order to do that, you need a correct ROA, you need transcripts, and of course you need that Discovery Preservation Order. I mean, we don't even have, when you look at the ROA, you can't even figure out, well, where did that Discovery Preservation Order come from? Because the motion to compel discovery was just conveniently just left off all of the ROAs from August. Well, the motion was submitted to the court August 24th of 2025. It was heard, I think, September 3rd, I believe, and maybe the 2nd or the 3rd. And yeah, it's just conveniently missing, entirely missing from the Register of Actions. So if someone were to look at the Register of Actions and then look at that discovery preservation order, they would have no idea where it even comes from. You wouldn't have the slightest clue, because, you know, everything's under miscellaneous actions, right? Miscellaneous, instead of, you know, spelling out. I noticed a trend with all the Register of Actions, guys. Anything that was not in my favor is proudly and, you know, listed, right? It's proudly listed, and all the ROA, it's all there, right? Anything that was detrimental to me or was not ruled in my favor, right? Anything that was denied or anything that impacts me negatively, that's proudly listed on the ROA. But, you know, anything that I got granted, and anything that would help me or, you know, tell a more complete story, a more complete picture, right? Well, those are just conveniently missing. Liberally, you know, I mean, just nothing there, right? I mean, broadly missing, right? So it's just interesting ROA, interesting record keeping for sure. And so trying to get that corrected, trying to get the background check, because the city of Wayne has falsely inputted criminal charges on my background, false depositions, etc. False number of charges. They don't have, you know, I want all the charges. I want it to be accurate. I want to see a list of all the charges, everything you guys charged me with, and then everything that was disposed of, right? And because, I mean, you can infer it, right? Everything that was originally charged, and then everything that was ultimately charged, and then what was, you know, what was the deposition, right? What was the outcome, right? Well, all three are inaccurate. So after the city promised and swore to the court that it was accurate, right? It's still inaccurate. So I don't know what to make of it. The whole thing is just Kafkaesque, right? The one thing that William J. Mays, the only good thing about William J. Mays was he introduced me to the word Kafkaesque. So outside of that, you already know what I think about you, William J. Mays. You're a shyster. You're a fraudman. You're a con man. You're a snake oil salesman. You're a joke. You're a walking heart attack. So please get to that heart attack, William. We need less shitty people in the world, and you're definitely among those shitty people. But anyways, I digress. So you know, this is where we're at, and, you know, we're pro se, and I don't know. I like being pro se in this particular context versus relying upon an attorney to not do what I need done, right? Which is preserving the record and asking the right questions and filing the right motions. And, you know, no, William J. Mays, he needed what, $2,000 or $3,000 per motion, and I can bang out 5 or 6 motions in an hour, you know, if that, right? And I'm just a junior college educated hillbilly that took a couple paralegal classes, so what do I know, you know? But military junior college educated hillbilly that dropped out in the 9th grade, or the 10th grade rather. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And it's sad, man. It really is. But you know what they say, right? If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. That's why we're running for city council. That's why we're on the ballot. Hopefully, unless, you know, the city either, you know, doesn't want to count all my signatures, or tries to falsely claim that I'm in arrears, that I owe them back property taxes for the 2025 summer and winter tax bills, where they retroactively stripped away 8 months after the fact my MCL 211.7B disabled veteran homestead tax exemption, where I am entitled to a complete and total tax exemption on my homestead, which is 37701 Glenwood Road, Wayne, Michigan. But the city of Wayne, while they were maliciously prosecuting me, they decided to try to, you know, falsely claim and retroactively strip away my state protected tax exemption under some, we'll just say, pretty retarded logic, right? Logic. right? So I don't know, guys. It's interesting stuff. But we go back to court, Placus's court on April 30th, but we're also trying to get a motion in the circuit court as well currently, because, you know, I'm asking the court, the 29th district court, or the 35th district court rather, to do what they can. But outside of that, you know, we got to start moving up the ladder here. So that's what we're doing. Just want to keep you guys updated. Sorry that I haven't been active. You know, my live streaming capabilities have been nullified as of right now. So we're trying to figure out why and how to get it fixed. But it's just YouTube, baby, YouTube. So that's all I got for you right now, guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love and support. Please, again, support the store, Disabled Vet Source, if you can. We're going to be listing some new merchandise soon. And thank you for your time, guys. God bless you, and Jesus loves you. Even you, City of Wayne, and all you shitbags out there, even Jesus loves you too. Thank you.